Yay!
Yay!
Nicole.
I'm always excited when this works.
I know.
My eye is tearing for no reason. So hello, thank you for joining me on this Friday morning, beautiful day, both on the East Coast, very close to each other. So I'm so excited to have you.
Oh, you know I'll adore you anytime you're around. I want to be around you. I know we have to get some time actually IRL. I think this summer would be awesome.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
So I asked you to come on because this PR and media has been something that we personally have been thinking about, especially as we diversify away from, one or two particular platforms. You are just such a huge advocate for getting PR and media and how much it can do for your business. And you are like the go-to person for me when it comes to, okay, Beth, how do we actually do this? Because you make it so practical and so you just make me feel like I can actually do it. So I had to bring you on to talk to our people. So why don't you introduce yourself, because you're amazing. You were recently you hit a milestone for yourself in your business. So I would love for you to share about yourself and that milestone you recently hit. I'm not crying, I swear. My eyes just randomly
You're just so
tearing.
happy to see me. Happy to be together. I understand. So hi everybody, my name is Beth Nydick. I'm a New Jersey-based publicity strategist. And what I do is I take people like you from undiscovered to unforgettable. And what does that mean? I actually teach clients how to not only earn themselves press, but make sure their business is set up to monetize it. Because the worst thing that I see is when people get visible, but aren't able to actually make money on the back end from it. So that's what's really important to me. And the milestone that Nicole is talking about. So to give you some background, I'm also a cocktail cookbook author. I'll show you guys my cocktail books right here. So I've been making cocktails all over national and international media. My kids always say, "Mommy, you make bourbon cocktails at 9:00 in the morning on TV, right?" Like that's what they think of me. But I've been doing a lot of TV, and one of the places I wanted to be was the Drew Barrymore show, and I was lucky enough to be in the audience and be part of an audience segment last month. And the reason I think Nicole is bringing this up because I've been talking about it for probably 2 years. And I've made it happen by using the system that I teach my clients to make it happen for themselves.
Yeah, 100%. And this just came to me because I know that you have a story where you got some media and it was a learning experience for you, I'll say. And I would love for you to just share about that because I don't think we talk about, I know you talk about this enough, but let's talk about the kind of the lows that help you get past and get through to that time, because we've all had them as entrepreneurs. So I would love to hear about that.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I just actually have an article coming out in Authority magazine that's all about failures. And I talk about 3 failures I've had in business. But the one that you're referring to is actually my why of why I do this and why it's so important. A few years ago, I was lucky enough to be picked up by Dr. Oz, and I was a Dr. Oz blogger for a few years. But my first national TV appearance was making avocado deviled eggs with Dr. Oz on TV. So I had
sounds delicious.
Fun. They're actually really good. They're on my website. But I had hired a blogging person. I had leveled my data from my website. I had my opt-in ready. I had everything was ready, and I had spent money getting this all together. But what I didn't know was when I was getting my opt-in ready, I never hit publish. So when I had thousands of thousands people coming to my website after seeing me on the Dr. Oz show, I actually got 0 emails. 0 email captures. And it's been years, Nicole, it's still, it makes me nauseous when I think about it. But why it makes me so nauseous because I get these stories from other people all the time. And like I said before, it's great to get visible, but how is your business going to really use that visibility for growth, for development, for more clients? And what do I always say? Clients, credibility, and cash.
Why do you think it's such a huge opportunity right now for those? And by the way, if you're watching and getting PR and media is on your priority list for the next 90 days, then you're going to want to follow Beth and connect with her after this live stream because she is the go-to person to help you do that. But why do you feel like this is so incredibly important and something that should be a priority for entrepreneurs?
I think honestly, it's because of what I did to myself. I spent years and years in my office doing the work, thinking that I was really getting out there and really telling people what I was doing, but I was telling a very small amount of people. And even, when you talk to a small group on the internet, on social media, you're actually even talking to a smaller group. So when you're out in the media, when you're on local TV, regional, national, when you're in your church's newsletter, when you're in, your alumni emails from school, that actually is visibility that you're getting to larger audiences, because that's what we actually need. The more eyeballs on your programs, your book, whatever you're doing, the more impact you can make on the world. And that's actually like the underlining message from all of what we do, because if we didn't want to make an impact on somebody, we wouldn't be a digital entrepreneur. We wouldn't be doing what we're doing. So I like my clients to think of it this way. The more people that can see you, the more people that you can help. So when you think about PR, it's not about getting on this and doing whatever the segment is. It's really about how are you going to make people be inspired, be empowered, and move till action.
So good. So what about, because I know we have these conversations all the time, what about the people who, one, are like, well, I'm not really sure, I know I'm helping my clients, but I'm not really sure I have something to share that's media worthy?
I hear this all the time, and I would say, of course you have something to share. I know that you ask, and you did in your stories, I think today or yesterday, you were like, what do you need? You ask yourself, what do I need, right? So I'm going to ask you, what do you want to be known for? But even more importantly, what is that feeling, that message deep down in your gut that you need somebody else to understand? That's your media worthy message, because your media message and your marketing message are not the same thing. Your marketing message is all about selling your products, right? Your media message is making somebody feel something by your words and actions.
Oh my gosh. Okay. You got to say more about that, because I don't think I've ever heard anyone really differentiate the two. And I feel like that's really important.
Well, because if you're talking about marketing and you're trying to say we're going to get on your local ABC news station, your local ABC news station is not going to want to do a commercial for you for your business. Right? Here's my AirPods, my great new AirPod case. No, but how is this going to be integral in somebody's life? How can this change somebody's life? That's the message, the media message around what your product is, versus buy this thing because this will do this for you. So when you're talking to a producer, an editor, a writer, anybody who has press, what they actually need you to do is create content for their platform and get their audience to watch and engage. When you're doing your marketing, it's more about you. It's about what you want your people to do to buy your products. It's a very difference, but it's detailed in that way, that it's what do you want to be known for versus what do you want people to do in regards to your business.
Yeah, and I think that there's people might be sitting here and saying, well, Beth, yeah, you just got on the Drew Barrymore show, but I'm just starting. And one of the things that everyone I want to know who's watching this and watching the replay, Beth makes this so doable for every single person. So you have basically an exercise, and I would love it if you would reveal that first exercise that you really take people through, because I think that that's one of the things that you make it so doable for every level of entrepreneur. So what is that first thing they can really start to do to get their first media? Because a lot of us are like, I can't be on Drew Barrymore like you tomorrow.
No, and I don't want you to be on Drew Barrymore tomorrow, because that kind of exposure, if you're not ready for it, is not going to help you. So I think you're talking about the Facebook activity. Is that what we're talking about? Okay, I just want to make sure. So this is something that and I'll tell you the backstory. So I went on, when I was looking for a book agent for my book, I went on my local Facebook group and just wrote, who knows somebody that's a book agent, or who knows a book agent? 8 perfect strangers connected me with their friends for book agents. And it was an amazing experience. So ever since then, I've had all my private clients, and now I tell all my favorite people, including Nicole, of course, that this is what I want you to do. Don't use your phone right now because I want you to watch us. But after the broadcast, I want you to go to your Facebook. Yeah, don't go anywhere. But if we're in a class together, I would make you definitely pick your phone out. And I've done this in Nicole's class. Pick up your phone. Let's do this together. So I want you to go to either your town's Facebook page, your churches, a group that's not an entrepreneur group. Because we're so focused on our Facebook groups and talking to different entrepreneurs. I want you to talk to the people that you don't normally talk to. And I want you to write this. Who do you know that works in podcasting or television? Or who do you know that works in magazines? Whatever that media that you think that you want to be on first, just ask your community, because I believe, and it's been scientifically proven through people that have done this, you know somebody who knows somebody and they're willing to help you.
100%. And we actually, so you were a guest speaker inside our Elevate community, which you're a part of, and we went and did this. And I was so nervous. I have to tell you, I was so nervous to do this. And I did get responses and connections from that one post. Why do you think perfect strangers actually want to like step up and help? Like, what is that?
I think it's something like people are always enticed by media and they think that they could be helpful in helping somebody else in media. Like I always get people who are teachers, you know, they're in finance, they have nothing to do what I do. And it's fascinating to them because everybody watches TV. Not everybody, a lot of people listen to podcasts. A lot of people read magazines. So to help somebody else is innate in their body to want to be able to do that, because I really honestly believe that everybody wants to help everybody. It's just that we don't ask everybody. We don't ask enough for that help. So an introduction is nothing. And guess how that person that's going to introduce you to that other person is going to feel? They're going to feel great because they made a difference in your life. And back to that impact, everybody wants to make a little bit of impact. So if you're saying to yourself, no one's going to do it, no one's going to help me, I challenge you, and I challenge that mindset to do this exercise, and then DM Nicole and I and let us know what happened.
Yeah, please let this be your one. Beth has so many takeaways, but let this be your one takeaway to go ahead and do that. And if you're just hopping on, you'll have to come back to watch the replay. But Beth shared the simplest exercise that is like that could be worth like $1 million for your business if you go and do that and get connected with the right person.
It could be.
Totally could be. Okay, so let's talk about the thing that I love about you is really how you have this idea of really starting with the people you know, like your local Facebook group or something like that. And I remember talking to you probably 2-ish years ago now, and you were like, just start local. And I loved that because it almost felt a little bit less challenging. Why do you recommend people start kind of like in your sphere of influence?
For a few reasons. The first reason is that you can get it, that people want to help you in your community. So you probably know somebody and it's like, oh, you're friends with Nicole. I'm friends with Nicole. Let's have a conversation. So it's easy to do that. But also if you're just starting out, so I'll go back. My first like TV experience for my business was at my local high school. And I would go and do that, I don't know, twice. I probably did it 15 times over the first 2 years of my business. And it gave me the chops. It was great practice. And it also really understanding that your community wants to support you. So like when you do that and you put it out onto your local Facebook page, other people are going to share it. They're going to, oh, great job. That's so cool. And guess what? People are going to start being interested in what you do. And they're going to go follow you on Facebook. They're going to go to your website and sign up for their opt-in. It's that opportunity to start where you're already known, where people already know you. And those people are going to support you in what you're trying to accomplish. So call your local high school if they have a TV station. Say, how do I get on? Call your local newspaper. Hey, I have this great idea for a story that's going to help our community X. You know, if you have, say you're in health and wellness and you have a great cocktail recipe that you want your local newspaper to publish, guess what? Call them. Hey, can I talk to the food and, I don't know, lifestyle department? Like go to your newspaper, find out who it is. Like those simple things are easy to do and it's within your confines. And guess what? Everybody knows everybody in media. So your local newspaper reporter actually probably knows the newspaper reporter at the next town or knows the regional newspaper reporter. And starting those relationships at home is where you can feel comfortable and maybe a little safe until you're ready to go out into the big bad world of national and international media.
I love that so much. And do you find when people come to you about this, do you find that people are more willing to do the local thing, or do most people want to go directly to like Forbes?
They want to go directly, but then when they actually, like when we move towards it, they might not be ready. Because if you want to go directly to Forbes, you better have a lot dialed in. You better have your messaging dialed in. You better know who you are and what you want to be known for. Because that kind of a shot you need to be seen as a business owner. And if you look at Forbes and you look who's covered and you go back and look at what they're doing, they're not usually people just starting out. Because to get to a higher platform like that, you have to it's paying your dues. So that's why I like to pay your dues locally so it's safe. But that's not saying that you can't start pitching the Today Show and get on tomorrow. That does happen, right? That's not like it's out of the realm. But I just think you need to practice and get your level set so that you can move up to the next level and doing it properly, meaning you are building on each time you're on so that you can get on bigger, better, more, right? You want to be that go-to expert. Like I get calls now from different producers. We're doing cocktails. What do you have for this? Like, that's what I want you to get to. So being able to create those relationships and keep moving forward, that's actually creating the foundation of your own PR system within your business.
So good. And it sounds like to me, it's kind of like running a marathon. Like you don't just start out running a marathon.
Exactly.
The first time you ever go running, you need to start with it and baby step it. And I just love this so much because it really lets you practice, and we need to practice.
Yes. Oh, if you go back and look at your first Instagram lives, Nicole, when we started doing them 5 years ago, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I sounded like that. You need to practice so that you not only feel good about it, but it comes off professional, and then you have something to back it up with. Because I don't want anybody else to have their website opt-in not working, or they're going to your opt-in and you're not converting because your website's not ready. Like we always talk about, you don't need to have all this stuff, but when you want to do PR, there are things in place so that you do look like a professional business owner.
Yeah, 100%.
So that when you start out, right. So when you're starting out with your local newspaper, I'm going this way because my high school's over there. But when you go to your local high school or your local newspaper or whatever it is local, it's just an easier place to start so that you can build that system and build your business alongside building your PR and your media interviews.
So if people watching and listening, this will be on the Shift Show later this month, or later next month, I should say. If they're questioning and they're sitting here and they're like, okay, how do I know if I'm really ready? What would you say? You're ready.
If you're that's it. If you want to be a successful digital entrepreneur and you're asking yourself if you're ready, you are ready to call your local high school and your local newspaper. And if you've been doing this for a little while and you think you have a nice foundation, then call I'm in New Jersey, so call the Star Ledger, call the Union, the Bergen Record, all our Jersey friends. But call those regional newspapers, call your local ABC station. You are ready, and telling yourself you're not ready is a mindset. And I know, Nicole, that's part of what you love to talk about too. That's that evil gremlin saying, you're not ready, you can't do this. Guess what? You are ready. Beth said I can, so you can.
Yes.
Ready. If you can put 4 words together, you're ready. It's a little bit of practice. And I'll tell the audience this, every time I do TV, and it can be the local, because I still do the high school when they ask me to come, or national TV, like the Drew Barrymore show, I want to throw up. And so does every other A-list celebrity, and so does every other person on TV. Very rarely do you find somebody yeah, I'm ready, let's go. And inside they're oh my God, I'm going to die. That's just the way humans are. So I want to give everyone permission to feel like they're going to die before they hit play, before they hit go on the Instagram. And if you're in that place where I'm not ready, I can't do this, let's start here. Let's just do Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn Lives. Just start there, because that also is publicity. Going on other people's shows, coming on Nicole's show, being live with me on mine. Take a friend, say, hey, let's help each other get over ourselves a little bit with this PR and media stuff. Let's collaborate and let's go live twice a month together. It's just that easy. And I want to just give everyone permission to stop telling themselves they're not ready and they can't do it. Because if you can hit live on Instagram, you can be live on TV.
So, yes. And I love that you brought up the whole idea. It's we all get nervous. Of course. We all get nervous. We all, even before hitting go live on here, I'm afraid, oh my gosh, is the camera going to be faced the right way? Am I going to have to flip it? Are people going to be we all have that, but you do it. If you're committed, do it anyway. Don't wait until that feeling goes away. It's
not going to go away. No, when I worked at the I worked at the Tonight Show and Jay Leno in LA in the 90s. And I can't think of who it was, but I feel like it was an A-list, you would know the name. But I just remember the feeling of it was the Smiths or the Smithereens. We had a band come on or whatever. And afterwards, one of the guys said to me, was that good? I was was that good? You're like in front of 50,000 people at Madison Square Garden, and you're asking me if the show you did right now was good. You're asking the intern if that was good. Like, so I think that's what really gave me the permission to be like, well, I can do this. If he's worried, about doing this. And I have a friend who did an MTV talk show, and she talks about an MTV show that she was on. She talks all the time about how like these huge rockers would come off the stage and be nervous about what they said. But again, they would do these huge shows all over the world in front of thousands and thousands and thousands of people. So we all feel this way. Like, I think a lot of times with new entrepreneurs are like, well, it's only me. Only I'm doing this. I'm the only one that can't go live. You're not. It's human nature. So I hope Nicole and I today will give you some permission to hit live, tag us, we'll share it. We want to be supportive of our community, but I feel like I've taken it off the plate, and you can't use that as an excuse anymore. So I want to see more lives of everybody in this community.
Yeah, it's so funny. Just you sharing that. Last month, I went to Sedona and I was recording videos with James Wedmore. Yes. And after we finished, that's the first thing he said to me. Oh, and that's so funny. Jill just hopped on. He was like, "Was that okay? Was that good?" And I was like, "You're asking me?
Yes.
Why are you asking me that?" But we all do that. So let us give you that permission. You don't need our permission, but we'll give it to you anyway. You don't have to be ready. You just have to be committed. So commit with us. Like, we're here alongside of you. Yes, Beth has had media. Yes, Beth has been on Dr. Oz and the Drew Barrymore show, and she's still doing it. She's still getting nervous. I'm still getting nervous. So let's do this together. So I would love to just wrap up and just share what do you have coming up, because for those who are serious about it, that would be to do the exercise that's shared today.
Yes.
So simple. And now tell them what else you have coming up and how they can get your help and support doing this.
Oh, thank you, Nicole. Actually, next week I have my free, I call it a master workshop, because it's not a master class. It's not a workshop. We learn and actually do the work together. That's on the 4th and 5th of May. And you can go to my website or any of my social links. You got link in bio here. And you can sign up. I also have my 5-week program starting May 9th, the week of May 9th, where a very small group, very high touch, you and I together will figure out who you're going to be, what your media message is, write that pitch up, find the right contacts, and get you your first media hit in the next 60 days.
Awesome. Oh my gosh. And like I said, if you thought Beth was actionable and step by step just here on this live, imagine what you could do together with her. So thank you so much for being here. I would love it. Is there one last thing that you would share as to just really inspire and motivate people as to why this is the time now? Why no one should be putting it to the bottom of their to-do list and moving it to the top?
I'll give you this. So I have a couple of friends that are QVC representatives, which means, they work on QVC. Guess what they're doing QVC from? Not the studio in Pennsylvania. They're doing it from home. I do regional TV, local TV all the time because they're doing it from home. So the possibility of you being able to get a media hit in your local market is so high. And honestly, they're looking for content. With everything that's going on, there are less people working in those small news stations. So when you come to them with great content, you come to them with a great idea, there is a huge possibility of you being on. And my message through everything that I do is that you create the possibilities of your success. So what are you going to create today? Being on local TV can definitely be one of them.
Oh my gosh, so good. Thank you so much for being here. This was so much fun. I can't wait to put you from here on the Shift Show later this month. And everyone who's clicking over, watching the replay, just click on Beth's name, give her a follow, and you can join her free masterclass next week. So thank you so much, Beth. Everyone, go and do that exercise and tag us or send us a DM on Instagram. You can just click our names, and we can't wait to hear what kind of PR comes right from that. Thank you, Beth. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, everybody.
All right. Bye, everyone.